Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we got the WrestleMania 35 official main event is set. It will be Ronda Rousey defending the Raw Women's title against Becky and Charlotte in a triple threat match. So this will officially be the first ever women's main event of a WrestleMania. Let me know your thoughts on this down below, guys. I'm not surprised by this decision. WWE has been pushing the women pretty consistently the past year or so. They even debuted the new women's title at WrestleMania a few years ago now. Personally, I would have liked to see it one-on-one, Becky and Ronda, but I do think it's only fitting that you have a couple of women share the spotlight here. Because if Ronda wasn't there, I still think it would have been a multi-woman match. Whether it was Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, Bayley, any variations of those 3 or 4 women. It was definitely coming. Whether it was this year, next year, or the next couple of years. Becky won the Rumble in this past January. She's officially the #1 contender. Charlotte was Mr. McMahon's pick to replace her, and Becky got suspended, got replaced, got reinstated, and brought back and into the match again. Little convoluted, and I think they went, a little bit out of their way at times, and maybe they took the scenic route a little too much on this. Sometimes just the simplest things work. I'm the #1 contender. I won the Royal Rumble. I'm getting my shot at WrestleMania. Period. Sometimes that's it. That's all you need. This thing with Becky coming out on crutches every night, and it's a little bit too much for me. They kind of wrecked the storyline, because it was the match at Fastlane, which Ronda got involved in to see if Becky would get in. Silly finish to that. Let me know some of the other matches you guys are looking forward to this. I'll have an official predictions at some point, whether that's by myself or with another person. Triple H will put his career on the line versus Batista. My prediction is that DX is going to be involved in this match. They're all going into the Hall of Fame. They're all going to be there at the stadium. So it's going to kind of be like that Triple H and Sting match from 31. And I think it's going to be an awesome match. So excuse me. Early pick is going to be Triple H on that. Not much build to that either. A couple of backstage promos with Batista and Triple H in the ring. The weakest build has to be Rollins and Brock. You don't get those moments when Brock's absent 3/4 of the time. You don't get those moments of the champion getting upset on TV a couple of weeks before WrestleMania, or that weird title change on Raw, or that distraction roll up on the champ, and can the champion recover heading into Mania? And the interaction between the two has really stunk up the joint. It's back to Heyman and the opponent cutting the promos, putting the work, and they definitely need to take the title off of Brock. This is it. I don't want to see any more titles go on Lesnar. I don't care if he's on Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, or NXT. Brock does not need the championship. He can be built in various feuds and so on and so forth. Let's get into this length of WrestleMania, and I think this is ridiculous that it's scheduled for almost 8 hours. Um, I'm not a fan of this at all. Um, I think the official thing is going to be a 6 hour show and a 2 hour pre show, or it might be a 3 hour pre show and a 5 hour card. If it's 5 hour main card, I'm somewhat okay with that. Um, they have to find a better way to structure these larger shows. I said it about the Rumble. You got to bookend that show with the Rumbles. Start with the Rumble, finish with the Rumble, and kind of work in between those two matches. Same with WrestleMania here. I'm going to go with a 4 to 5 hour show. And, if you start at 7, I want that main event starting the latest at about 11 o'clock. And if it's about a 45 to an hour match, whatever, have the event done by midnight here on the East Coast. Um, we'll have to go back to the way things used to be with dark matches. Yes, they had a few dark matches or kickoff matches, whatever they want to call it. We might have to go back to those days because 6 to 8 hours of a wrestling event is just way too long. Look at past events like WrestleMania 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26. They were all 4 hour shows. Starting all the way back from WrestleMania 16 or 17, where they used up the full 4 hours. I think that's the perfect length for a pay-per-view is 4 hours. Even 4.5 to 5, you're pushing it, but it's still fine. The pre-show is the pre-show. You could have a few matches on there, 3, maybe even 4, but the pre-show is really there to get the crowd fired up, and I think cramming everyone onto a WrestleMania card just to be on the card is ridiculous. I think it's a little bit overbooked at times. That's why we have battle royals and multi-man matches, is because this PC way that WWE has to get everyone on the show. I know it's a thing of honor and pride of Mr. McMahon to kind of work your way onto the card, so to say, but they definitely need to work this time thing out. My cap is at 5 hours maximum for the main show. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. Comment down below on the main event. I'll do my official predictions sometime later in the week or early next week. Let me know your thoughts on this length, Triple H, DX, and the women's main event. We'll talk to you later. Peace.